Hello, my lovely June bugs, and today I am coming at you with, I guess you could call it an update. I'm not sure what you would call it, but here, let me fix that. Okay, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that's kind of serious. Um, excuse me. Um, okay, this is gonna be a little difficult, but I want to talk to you guys about depression. Um, and this is, I've never done anything like this before, but I realized that not only do I need more help managing it, but this is gonna sound so fucked up, but I need to tell more people. And how it affects me because I'm lost. I've never really met or talked with another person who has the same symptoms as me, which is okay. But I thought instead of directly asking people about, or pretty much like the most personal and sensitive thing that you can really talk about, which is just mental illness in general, it's very hard asking people about that. And I don't want to post on Reddit. I have before, and it's helped a lot, but I don't know. But I am coming at you guys from, you can pretty much guess like where we are. But we're in the middle of my depression mess. I am not proud of this mess, as you can probably easily tell. And in fact, actually very insecure about it. But I realized after a very difficult New Year's, not because it was a hard time or anything like that. No, I got really, really fucked up. And with what happened, I realized that I need to change. And I'm going to tell you the story of New Year's before we get into everything else because it makes a lot more sense to do that. So, hold on. Okay. So, New Year's Eve up until 1 in the morning was great. I mean, it was amazing. My boyfriend came over to meet my family for the very first time. He brought his daughter. She had a blast. I loved being around her, and she played Minecraft and did goofy things, and I love her. And my boyfriend had a fairly good time. I did get a little loud. And I was picking on people, like more so like my cousin and my brother though, which is normal with us. Or at least in my family it's normal. So, fast forward to like 2:30, which is like the last thing I really remember is like it being 2:30 in the morning. And I'm having a talk with my aunt. And it's a very heart to heart, like we both cried and hugged and all that jazz. Because although we were drunk, we were talking about things that we both needed to talk about. Like, she has a very crazy, hectic life that she doesn't feel like is her own. And me, I think things are way too good to be true and that I don't deserve anything that I have. Like, at all. So, I remember not drinking the entire time that we hung out and talked. And this was after my boyfriend had left. Like, he went back home. He didn't drink. And apparently, according to the rest of my family, I continued drinking with my aunt. Me and her continued to drink when nobody else was drinking. Everybody else was really asleep. Excuse me. Other than my best friend and my younger brother. And I was loud. Like, louder than before. There was a baby trying to sleep. My cousin's kid. Who was, like, turning 3, I think. Just very loud and obnoxious. And that's not where the problem was. Although I was blackout drunk. But that's not where the problem was. The problem didn't happen until I was actually alone by myself. In my room. It's not like I was truly alone. I could go right outside my fucking door and hang out with my brother and my best friend. But drunk Jessica didn't do so well on her own. I had gotten a trash can because I knew, like, drunk Jessica was like, I'm probably gonna puke and I may not make it to the bathroom, so let's put a trash can here just in case, right next to my bed. Actually, like, right here. Right there. And I did indeed puke. But that's not, like, the thing. The thing is, I acknowledged that I puked the next day when I was feeling like absolute shit. I mean, just terrible. I couldn't eat. I was vomiting all day. Like, it was bad. So bad. Don't, no. No. So, I clean out said trash can, which is also subsequently fucking filled with clothes. Clothes that I still wore. So I decided to look through the trash can. Yes, I decided to look through the puke trash can. Because I was like, did I really puke on all of these? Or did I just throw them away while really shit-faced? After some investigation, realized that I puked on all of them. But worse than that, I puked on all those clothes that were in there, and then some. And then some, I mean I puked on the carpet. There is a small pinkish spot behind me that I'm not going to show you, but it is there. And I have tried to clean it several times, but it took me nearly 2 days to uncover the spot after, like, everything. And once I found the spot, like, because I thought I had just puked on clothes, and I was like, damn, I'm really fucking lucky. Nope. Nah. So as soon as I found the puke stain, and I know this sounds so fucking gross, and it is. You have every right to think it's fucking disgusting, because I do. So, as soon as I see the puke, I flip out. I lose it. In here. Not outside. I did not expose my unsuspecting family on the absolute rage and disappointment that I felt upon myself. Because I saw that puke spot, and I didn't just think of it as a puke spot. I thought of it as my depression mess has gotten so fucking bad, and I am so okay with it and dealing with it that I found a puke stain 2 fucking days after it fucking happened. I was furious, disappointed, and ashamed. I cannot believe how daunting it was. Like, it was just, I felt horrible. So then the next day, not even the next day, I mean later that day, after I cleaned up the puke spot again and still can't make the stain go away, I started working on this. All of this. And I don't know if anybody else knows how that kind of depression feels, where it's not... for anybody who doesn't actually know, one, I'm jealous. Two, you need to understand that it's not just sadness all the time. Like, that's not how depression fucking works. It's not just, oh, I'm sad, like, all the time. No, it can be like that. Most certainly. But there's many other factors that also contribute into it. For me, it's being complacent and letting things snowball until they get to, well, this. Unfortunately. And it's me trying to find the energy to even give a shit. And it's taken pretty much till, like, when you start out, like, you're like, oh, I just won't do that load of laundry. I'm not really feeling it. So it's fine. Then it goes to, like, oh, you've gone, like, 2 weeks without laundry, but you still have enough clothes and underwear to be fine. Okay, cool. So you'll deal with that. Then it gets to the next step where you're like, I'm out of clean clothes and I only have like a week's worth of underwear and socks that are clean. I'll be okay. I can wear the same clothes 3 or 4, 7 times without it smelling right. I'll be fine. Just put on some deodorant and perfume. No one will care. And the shitty thing is no one does. No one notices that you've more, because you developed this routine of, you know, switching it up. Because you've already had to do that even when they were clean. And nobody notices that those stains that you had 2 weeks ago are still the same fucking stains on those pants, and there's now more, and you don't care. You're like, it doesn't smell. And the truth is, it doesn't. Not unless, like, you have actual trash everywhere. Which I have gotten to, there used to be trash all over the bed, right on the fucking headboard and my nightstand. So don't think of me as any better. And then it gets to the point where you run out of underwear. And instead of actually doing laundry, you just buy new ones. This is brand new, still rolled up, bought it fucking 2 weeks ago. Like, I've done my laundry since last week, which is good, but I'm letting you know how bad it gets when you just let it be. And then it becomes, once it's past, like, oh shit, I don't have any more underwear, and instead of doing my laundry, I'm just gonna buy more. You get to a point where it's more high maintenance and more troubling and exhausting to keep up with this mess in the life that you've built for yourself right now. Because you're just thinking, this is okay. This is my life now. This becomes so much more work than if you had just done that. And that's a shitty feeling. Where your messy, no-care life has just become more difficult than if you just kept on track. So now I have a system. And yeah, it's little by little. But those little strides I take for myself, and I don't know if anybody else feels like this, but those little steps, the more I take them, the wider those strides become, and then eventually they're leaps and bounds. I'm doing things that I never thought I would be able to. Like, to tackle this mess, I started one article of clothing at a time. And I know that sounds counterintuitive and lazy, or like it'll take forever, and fuck you. It's working. Okay? Like, I know already that this is all bad. I already know that. But if you had seen me a week ago, you, just like my mother, would say this is impressive. I know it's not much, but I'm doing my best. I'm definitely stepping out of myself in order to do these things, but I think once you get to a certain point, you kind of have to. You have to act like another person for a while. Just until you get back on your feet. And then keep it. Those things that you tried out to make all this work, to make this better, to say fuck this mess, keep it. At least some of it, not all of it. You don't have to keep that forever and change who you are, but you do have to make it a habit. Because once you make it a habit, and hell, like, even if you give yourself some rewards for doing shit like this, do whatever you gotta do. That's what I'm doing. I know it got really heavy. I'm sorry, I'm not my usual bubbly self. But I needed to be honest. I just want to know if anybody else feels like that. Well, my lovely June bugs, it's been great having you. I love you.